This is a set of Bergen aviation spanners. I actually bought these because I was after some long series spanners and unfortunately I couldn't find any. But these actually popped up on the search on eBay and I have to say that these are absolutely fantastic. They are a double ring, so you have a ring on each end and these are also straight. Now I have searched to try and find out about Bergen and I can't really find out a lot about them. So I was a bit dubious to begin with of the quality of the spanners. Obviously if you're in America these will be known as wrenches. The actual sizes that I needed for work were 19 and 24 millimeters. So this set has those in. And to be honest, I am actually surprised at the quality of these. The actual quality of the chrome plating on them is very good. And I have to say that I've been using these for about 2 years on site with absolutely no problems. Obviously because they are ring spanners, there are certain jobs where you can't get them on. Sometimes you do need an open-ended spanner. But because these are so long, you do get a lot of leverage. So I'll just get that one out, which is the 19mm on one end and 18 on the other. And that is a standard combination 19mm. And you can see that you've got maybe 6 inches extra leverage when you are tightening or undoing nuts and bolts. So these are really advantageous and they're much better than long series spanners because they are even longer than that. The ones that I use most of the time is 19mm, which would be M12, and 24mm, which would be an M16. And as you can see, these have been used quite a lot at work in a tough environment and there's absolutely nothing at all wrong with them. They are still working perfectly well. So I actually searched the internet and there were a lot of people saying that Bergen are not such good quality, but to be honest I've found them absolutely superb. They are much cheaper than Teng or something like that and the quality on these is absolutely superb. So I do apologise in advance because you're probably going to go out and buy a set of these and it's going to knock you back about £35 for the full set. So the sizes in this kit are 8 and 10, 11 and 13, 14 and 15, 16 and 17, 18 and 19, 20 and 21, 22 and 24. So to demonstrate the advantage of these, I've got an M12 bolt which is in a tapped hole in this 10mm steel plate. I'm going to put the ring end on there and I'm going to ensure that it's tight. And I can tell you now that that is very tight. Because of the length of the aviation spanner, you obviously get a lot more torque on this. So I can simply put that on there. And I can simply push down with one hand and easily undo the bolt. So it requires a lot less effort when you are tightening and undoing nuts and bolts. Another advantage of these spanners is that because they are straight, there is less chance of them slipping off if you need to lock them up against something. There is one particular machine that I work on and you can actually reach both sides of the machine at once, so I tend to lock the spanner up against a shaft. And the shaft is round and it's stainless steel. Now with one of these spanners I can quite easily lock the shaft up. It is quite a large diameter, it's maybe 2 inches. And I can simply put the spanner on and it will actually hold itself against the shaft. If you get a normal spanner, because the end is angled, when you put that on there and you tighten that up, because it's angled it does tend to push it away. So if you try and tighten it as tight as you can get it, the spanner actually slips off. It's really hard to recreate it, but I'm just trying to explain this the best I can at home, hoping that you will understand what I mean. So because of the angle of the spanner, when you try and get the nut on the other side of that really tight, it tends to slip off and the spanner falls off. But with the aviation spanners, because they are straight, you can lock them up perfectly well on something like that or against a flat surface and there is less chance of the spanner slipping off. So that makes them really useful for me. Obviously that may be a disadvantage for some people. It does mean that when you are tightening nuts and bolts, there is potentially a trapping hazard and some people do call straight spanners like this knuckle breakers. But for me these have been absolutely fantastic and I really wouldn't hesitate to buy another set of these. There are jobs that you do and they are 10 times better than a traditional ring spanner or a combination spanner. So I'd just like to point out that I'm not affiliated with Bergen in any way. I'm not actually on commission, but these are just one tool which I found really useful, and they have been a very good quality spanner. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. If you have and you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel.